na kofam na anemo ba ko aban etu ene se enei ye wo aban adwumafu bebre ye omo ye government appointees abirbia no ye ma ombu fuel kwa ombu fuel free de fe free coupon no na ya tete e de amomo enti odu ye going free station bia no a na akopa aka ne ka na de coupon na amomo na ye buagum otumi ka se mubu ni ma ka mabo no muka nteme na wayi hu coupon na o de ahyem nsa na wokosa enti obi ani kwankra so wode ka kono no wode ko sadi fuwe no wonto enu nyina no aban etese ne be ya ebenya sika bebre no a edi egu oman no yemfutum ni senti wo etese kra efiti ye January a ye besim wose ohwa na aban krat mpenefo afei ye omamdeda aban enyuma ahodo ano wo nyina no omu fuel coupon no anampo fuel allocations no ye betese kra sara ena political appointees nso so omde no sa ede eweko akoye ye chem 50% ne ye de fa area amom na fa no susu no ye di egu oman no ye futum eno ati no en what say we aban adwumayani government appointee anampo ye government worker wontumi enfa VAT enkokwan tenten VAT nkwa VAT and Vinces no wontumi enfa nkokwan tenten ewo ye oman mu agise cross country ofin kran mu ekotamali ofin kran ekukuma se di afan obi efritama na obankran na woti VAT mu na esaso be se emienu miensa people no wade ba VAT no wadi no wadam na wade ba sa vitama bankra ha yawo sa obi fi eye seka na wakopokua se na VAT na people was nyina no yatwam age se wo fin kran akotamale wo fin kran akokuma se kwan ya wa eno nkwa na wetimi ede sa aka kese no ede akọ eno so rochechemu esi
all MDAs, MMDAs and SOEs are directed to reduce fuel allocations to political appointees and heads of MDAs, MMDAs, and SOEs by 50%. This directive applies to all methods of fuel allocation, coupons, electronic cards, chisels, and fuel depots. Accordingly, 50% of the previous year's budget allocation for fuel shall be earmarked for official businesses pertaining to these institutions. A ban, Mr. Speaker, on the use of V8s or V6s or its equivalent except for cross-country travel. All government vehicles will be registered with GV green number plates from January 2023. Mr. Speaker, limited budgetary allocations will be granted for the purchase of vehicles. For the avoidance of doubt, purchase of new vehicles shall be restricted to locally assembled vehicles. Only essential foreign travel across governments, including SOEs, shall be allowed. No official foreign travel shall be allowed for board members. Accordingly, all government institutions should submit a travel plan for the year 2023 by mid-December of all expected travels to the Chief of Staff. As far as possible, meetings and workshops should be done within the official environment or government facilities. Government-sponsored external training and staff development activities at the Office of the President, ministries, and SOEs must be put on hold for the 2023 financial year. Reduction of expenditure on appointments, including salary freezes, together with suspension of certain allowances like housing, utilities, and clothing. A freeze on new tax waivers for foreign companies and review of tax exemptions for free zone mining, oil and gas companies.
Enwati ena owura kan ofuri ata eto aso eche se enei ena mu IMF a Ghana yekwakope emwa ewo munchen isanse yensikasem enkoye ntino hye a wode ato de se 2023 no nya de aban ebefa ye enipa adwumam aban emfa obi adwuma entisia no we freezy ye nipa aban efo mu ewo adwumam a eno so no wode ewonsem atudwa.
A hiring freeze for civil and public servants. No new government agency shall be established in 2023. There shall be no hampers for 2022. There shall be no printing of diaries, notepads, calendars, and other promotional merchandise by MDAs, MMDAs, and SOEs for 2024. All non-critical projects must be suspended for 2023 financial year. Mr. Speaker, Government cares deeply about our people and is very concerned about the current plight and the future of our country. The 2023 budget has been prepared with high expectations for the aspiration of Ghanaians and the brighter prospects of our economy to transition into other middle income within a decade.
Well, first of all, so and our chest levy, ya de ebano, nanka 1.5%, and one so Eddie a 1%. Na abra na 1.5%, no, na share one say, o send this car, 100 Ghana, ya Eddie can ya over send the dark rubiano, and no yanti levy also, and to the kind send 100 Ghana, yanti levy. Now, sounds so as 100 Ghana biwa, and no, and over to a year 1.5% no so ene okasa wo ho HSA wo mu ayi e de 1.5 e de aba 1% na sese no 1% na wo de aba no emfa wo ene sika bia wo send wo send 1 cedi kura mpa wo mete wo send 2 cedi wo mete coins kura na wo send dia wo mete sa 1% no eno so wo kirem.
Mr. Speaker, this budget is therefore anchored on a 7-point agenda aimed at restoring macroeconomic stability and accelerating our economic transformation as articulate in the post-COVID-19 Program for Economic Growth, PCPE. These comprise an agenda to 1. Aggressively mobilize domestic revenue, 2. Streamline and rationalize expenditures, 3. Boost local productive capacity, 4. Promote and diversify exports, 5. Protect the poor and vulnerable, 6. Expand digital and climate-responsive fiscal infrastructure, and 7. Implement structural and public sector reforms. To achieve these, there are 3 critical imperatives: successfully negotiating a strong IMF program, coordinating an equitable debt operations program, and attracting green investment. This will enable us to generate substantial revenue, create needed fiscal space for the provision of essential public services, and facilitate the implementation of the PCPEC program to revitalize and transform the economy. Mr. Speaker, we will undertake the following actions, initiatives, and interventions under the 7-point agenda. 2. Aggressively mobilize domestic revenue will, among others, 1. Increase VAT rate by 2.5% to directly support our roads and digitalization agenda. Fast track the implementation of the Unified Property Rate Platform Program in 2023 and review the e-Levy Act, and more specifically, reduce the headline rate from 1.5% to 1% of the transaction value, as well as the removal of the daily threshold.
Yera kan ofurata esma kan o parliament no ne yegusua yebubu no tot ede emano na enwati no ana wo chese VAT ye no ye eto a yetua e bibiara a yato e wo man Ghana mu eso no sa VAT no so mu atum wo mu de 2.5% ana aba abeka wo kane na nka egina 12.5% entana wo de 2.5 ka no akako gina 15% eno so no wo chechire mu esei.
Mr. Speaker, the demand for roads has become the cry of many communities in the country. Unfortunately, with the current economic difficulties and the absence of dedicated sources of funding for roads construction, it is difficult to meet all these demands. In that regard, we are proposing the implementation of the new revenue measure. The major one is an increase in the VAT rate 2.5 percentage points to help with roads and technology, which will be used, as I mentioned, to augment funding for our road infrastructure development and digitalization. This will be complemented by a major compliance program to ensure that we derive the maximum yields from existing revenue handles.